Now, one of the cool things is this area over here. You have icons or buttons that were previously only available through the toolbar or through the menus. So show all records is under records, new record, delete record. They're all under the records menu. Of course, sort is under there. And then find is under there. Find is actually under the view menu instead. It'll be find mode, which we'll go over later. And there's actually a lot of functionality in find other than just find. See that little triangle? We'll go over that later, showing you how to work with finds more efficiently than you ever have before. In addition, you can customize this whole area. That's very cool. If you use something very common, we can customize it, and we'll go over that later as well. So there's a lot going on here. It's not just cosmetic. There's actually some significant features here. And if we come over here, we'll see that we have the layout menu. Now, we only have one layout right now, so it's not very useful, but it'll allow you to switch to different layouts. You have your view as, which you can work from here as well. View as form, view as list, and view as table. You have preview, which we haven't gone over, but this is a quick way to get to preview rather than going to here and choosing preview mode. And you have edit layout. You can go ahead and edit layout if you want also. That's corresponding to layout mode here. So there's a lot of functionality here. And beyond the status toolbar, we want to cover a few other things. For instance, you have this. This icon shows and hides that status toolbar. As well as if you're on the Macintosh operating system, this will do it as well. And on both platforms, of course, you can go ahead and choose this, right? So there's a lot of stuff here. In fact, if you go and choose the formatting bar, you can see you can get even more options here on your status toolbar, but it continues to take more and more space. But you'll see that these are all formatting tools that when you get into the fields, you can format the font, which was previously only available through here, and it's a lot easier to access it right here. So we'll just take that back off there. So there's a lot of ways to get, show, and hide the status toolbar, and remember, you might use one in one situation and one in another. And then we also have these mountains or the zoom icons. We can zoom down. We're down at 75%, 50, 25. Now these are more likely useful in layout mode when you're editing stuff, and we'll go over that later. And usually you don't want to go to too small a size. I usually go higher. So as you go higher, you can see we go to 150, 200, 300, and 400. This is handy when you're working on some objects and you need to get real precise. And if you don't want to click the down a whole bunch of times, just click right here and it'll go back to 100. So all those are real nice features there for manipulating your browse window. But again, this zoom information really is best used for layout mode. Now also, if you click on this icon here, you can change the modes. It's really the same as going to the view menu and choosing them right here. So remember that's there. If your mouse is down here, rather than going all the way to the top, it might be easier to do it there. And then of course you can resize the window. We can resize it pretty small if we want. And you can see that once we resize it smaller than the information displays, now you have to scroll to where you want to go. I wouldn't recommend doing this because at this point you can't really see what's going on. And if people don't see it, they may not realize it's there and forget it and miss it. So I usually like to keep it at least as big as the information that's on the screen so that there are no scroll bars, so it's not confusing for users of your system and they don't miss stuff on it. And I'll in fact resize it all the way over here like that so it's nice and big. And here are your basic controls for your status toolbar, and we'll cover it even more in upcoming sections.